right, guess what we have here at the Tone It Up HQ?
We have Chriselle.
Yay!
Thanks for having me, girls.
Of course.
We haven't filmed together in so long.
How long ago?
10 years ago?
Okay, I pulled something up because this is so crazy. On Twitter in February 7th of 2010.
So 9 years ago.
9 years ago.
9 years ago.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for following Tone It Up. For fitness videos.
What is this, a copy paste?
A subscription to our online publication.
We used to have an online publication. Because I remember then you were a stylist and you were mainly just focused on styling. So you've always been in the fashion industry. And now you've grown this entire empire of, from blogging and your website and fashion. So how has that transition gone?
Yeah, gosh, I mean, 10 years ago to like what it is now, as you guys know, the scene has completely changed. It's like a full-on business now. But back then it was just for fun. It was like, we wanted to create something and you know, you're just passionate about fashion or fitness and you just wanted to put cool content up there. Maybe we'll get like a few Twitter followers, but that's like the extent of it, right?
And now you've had a line at Nordstrom and you're still, are you doing another line?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Some stuff.
The spring collection is so good. We just tried on the samples yesterday, so I'm gonna have to give you guys some. Yeah, so I think back then for me, I started off as a stylist, and then I started my blog just to document kind of like my styling work. And then I think I uploaded a few outfit photos, and then some people were like, oh, can you post up more? And then it just kind of organically grew from there, and that's when I found YouTube. I uploaded like my first scarf video and it got like millions of views, and I was like, wow, this is cool. Like I should create content on YouTube for fashion because there wasn't many people doing it back then. And then from there, that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great example of how you had your passion and you turned it, and you had a purpose with it, and you turned it into your career. A lot of women ask like, oh, I'm so passionate about this, but how do I turn that into a career? And you did it. We've done it with fitness, and at this kind of the same. We just wanted to create content and workout videos, and something that we love doing, and you know, cooking and creating recipes. And then just sticking to it, really.
Yeah, I think sticking to it, and also truly loving it, because so many women, I'm sure you guys get this question too, but they ask me like, how do I make money off of this? And I'm like, you got the whole thing wrong, you know? Like you don't go in thinking about that. You find something that you love and are so passionate that you would do it without the money first, and then you just put your heart and soul and your creativity into it, and then you'll start figuring out like new ideas of how it could become a business because you love it so much.
It's so funny that you say that, because I was having this conversation yesterday where if you go into something about, okay, how am I gonna monetize from this, then it's totally backwards. We went into Tone It Up creating a community for women and making fitness fun and everything, and every single dollar that we made we put back into the business, and that's essentially happening even right now. Everything that comes in we invest back in to the community to create new products, to create new videos, to do the app. Everything that comes in goes out, and so if you go into it just making it, then you're obviously not going to invest it back in, so it's not going to grow. The only way that we've actually grown over the past 10 years is Tone It Up, is that anything that comes in, we do to create more and more for the community. And so, but yeah, it was just something that I was talking about with someone yesterday. I was like, you have to start with your passion, your purpose and your passion first, and then everything from there, just if you make that bet on yourself, because they were like, okay, but if you put everything that you make back into what you're doing, like you're making a bet that you're gonna succeed. I'm like, but you will succeed. If you talk about something that you love and that you're so passionate about for 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, someone will come and want to listen to your message and believe in your message and be inspired by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is the biggest lesson you've learned in your career?
To find people that are better than you.
Yes,
smarter than 100%. That are smarter than you, that are just more talented than you. But yeah, finding people that are better than you, because for me to grow my business, or how I grew my business, was that I was only good at one or two things, and I knew a lot about everything, but I was only really good at one or two things, which was fashion, styling, and creating the content. But when it came to like making money, monetizing, when it came to, I don't know, brand building, like all that kind of stuff. I wasn't great at that.
I think you're amazing at brand building.
Thank you. I've become and I've learned.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, not so much.
Yeah, definitely. That happened with us too when we started to grow and we needed different experts in different areas.
Oh my gosh, she was our CFO doing all of our finances. I was editing our videos and I was a graphic designer and doing HTML. That's bad. You were doing customer service, emailing people your plans.
Doing the contracts and negotiations. There's stuff that's like, I shouldn't be, it gets to that point, like, not the expert in this.
But it's almost like you guys had to learn that. We all had to learn every little piece of our business in order to know what we needed and to find the right person for that, right? Yeah. So I think it's good and healthy for everyone to know how to edit their own videos. And I mean, even though if you're not the best, like,
I think that way too, you can speak the language with whoever you end up hiring. So we always say we've had every single job at Tone It Up here. So even if we don't know the technical terms or exactly how to do it, we can articulate what we're looking for because we've had that job and we've done it, and creatively we can kind of explain it, right, Caitlin? Am I okay explaining things? You're like, I got you. Yeah.
So what's next?
What's next? Well, I just had a baby, like Kat. I mean, we're how many months apart?
October 15th was
September 18th.
Wow.
So that is my number one project as of now. But we are launching the spring collection at the end of March, which I'm super excited about. And this time it's going to be at Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, and Shopbop. So we've expanded instead of just being exclusive to one retailer.
Wow.
Yeah, so really excited about that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How do you balance all of it? You know, building your career, mommy, launching all these different things. Like how do you just balance it?
Yeah.
I guess I'm asking for a friend.
Right. Well, don't feel bad using the word balance, but I've actually kind of deleted the word balance from my vocabulary.
Ooh, we've talked about that too before, like with health and nutrition.
Yeah. I mean, balance is a term that you could kind of refer to where you feel kind of like you are in the groove, but I think for most people, when they think of balance, they think of this perfect life of like 50-50 family and business, or like social life and business and work life. But there's no such thing as that. And if there is a such thing, you might have that balance for a good few seconds, a good few days, and then you're gonna be thrown off balance once, like, I don't know, your baby gets sick, or once like you get another project that needs to be done by next week, right? So there's no such thing as balance, but what I like to say is that there's seasons. For me personally, Fashion Month is a very incredibly intense period for me, which is coming up in February, and I'm essentially gone for almost a month and a half from my family, on and off. And in the beginning, my husband and I, we had a lot of issues and problems because of this fashion season. For me, in order to run my business successfully, I have to go to these things, but this month, like, you just have to understand that you're gonna have to step it up and kind of take reins with the family side. And I'm just gonna have to sacrifice my family side a little bit for this month, but next month, I swear, there's no traveling, it's all about family. And on my business side, my team knows that after Fashion Month, they cannot book me for any travel, they can't book me for events, just because they understand that my quote unquote balance is that I have to do the seesaw of being there for my family and also my business. Yeah, that's kind of how I handle my work-life balance, and just having a really supportive family. I feel very blessed to have such supportive family members, and also we moved very far from my office up here, so I could be closer to my in-laws, just because I know that I need that support system from them. So for me to drive to my office like an hour and a half every day to work is worth it.
Okay, do you podcast real quick? Maybe we'll end up with like your favorite podcast.
I listen to like 3 podcasts a day because of my commute.
Okay.
How I Built This, which is a really great career one. Well, I'm also doing audiobooks too. So right now,
I just started an audiobook while breastfeeding 'cause in the middle of the night.
Right.
I'm pumping by myself
You're
now.
just
I'm
like-
sitting there.
You know who has a great podcast? Goop.
Oh, Goop.
Yeah, I was listening because I commute 15 minutes each way now. I used to commute 7 minutes.
It's kind of awesome because
So
it's
now
the
I
perfect
have
amount of
to
time.
drive.
You could probably finish one podcast either way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah,
30
well,
minutes.
they're usually
Probably
like an
in 2
hour,
days
but-
you could finish a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goop has a great one. I just finished the detox one that she talked about. I don't know if
Okay,
you listened.
I haven't listened to that.
And then Oprah has a really good one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
of
talked
course.
about that.
Yep. And I'm audiobooking Becoming by Michelle Obama right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I wanna
I
do
listened
that.
to Oprah's podcast with Michelle talking about becoming.
It's so good.
All right. Well, oh my God, we forgot wine.
Oh my god, coffee or wine, and it's so wine.
I was drinking your kombucha.
Usually I would never forget that.
We did a video with that where it's just like a coffee.
Okay, here we'll do a faux
Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was it.